The season finale marked the end of the irritating lack of detail of Bella's plan involving her father, the Home Secretary, Antoine, a Frenchman, and his client, a Syrian arms dealer under sanctions. We discovered that Bella's father had been jailed on suspicion of illicit lobbying or extortion after a succession of background news broadcasts aired on her computer and phone. In order to exact revenge on her father for raping and torturing her as a kid, Bella arranged the meeting with the guns dealer in order to use video footage of his illegal activities to trap him. After saving Serafina's life in Antwerp and arranging for Conrad and Jamie to meet, Kat called in one of the favors Harry owed her when they sat down one-on-one in the Mobland season finale. Regretfully, she used Harry's assistance to eliminate the last of the Harrigans, allowing Kat to seize control of the London drug and firearms trade. Because of his unwavering devotion to the Harrigans in general and to his best buddy Kelvin in particular, who was on Kat's list of targets to murder, Harry firmly declines. Kat McAllister is one of the most influential figures in the criminal underground, as has been established, but it is still incredibly unclear what her position and connections are. Although it was widely believed that she was an intelligence agent for the CIA, MI6, etc., her desire to infiltrate the London drug and firearms trade suggests that she was a major criminal herself. Although it has long been known that owing her anything is a grave error, Harry has now made himself a target as well. Remarkably, Kat reached out to Serafina Harrigan in the season finale, which could be her play now that Harry has abandoned her. Kat might consider using Serafina as her puppet at the head of the family rather than eradicating the Harrigans in large numbers. Serafina is an intellectual, unflinching entrepreneur with the correct last name and reputation in London, so she makes a ton of sense as an ally for Kat. She might be the final weapon Kat uses to exact revenge on Harry, destroying the Harrigan Empire from within. Compared to the large action set pieces that dominated the middle parts of the final episode, the final moment in Mobland Season 1 was far more intimate. Jan eventually let out her anger, fear, and frustration at being stuck in their current risky lifestyle with Gina after Harry brought her back to the safe house. In her frustration, Jan executed a bit of a Freudian slip and accidentally stabbed Harry in the chest with a kitchen knife. To be honest, the explanation for Maeve's constant plotting is a little tenuous and nearly seems to have been invented on the moment. But when she and Conrad discuss the burners they smuggled into their prison cells, Maeve says that everything she did, whether it was calling the police anonymously to put them on Harry's trail, giving Richie Stevenson the location of Serafina, or sicking Eddie on Tommy Stevenson and starting a war, was part of her own personal test. In other words, Maeve wanted to choose which family members were valuable enough to be the foundation of the future. The ending also provides some much-needed insight for why Maeve was so bonded to Eddie and disliked Serafina. Maeve always knew that Eddie was not actually her grandson, and got her hooks in him when he was not yet a teenager. In essence, she has been preparing him to be the heir to the Harrigan Empire, which is her top priority. In order to continue ruling vicariously now that Eddie is in charge, Maeve also plans to become the queen of his realm, something that would not have been feasible with an adult Serafina at the head of the table. Undoubtedly, Kelvin Harrigan's life has been tragic. He was raised with Conrad and Maeve as parents in a criminal organization. He was raped numerous times while incarcerated, making him even more susceptible to the will of his evil father. He was deceived for years about the true identity of his presumed son, and he lived with a wife who secretly pursued his best friend. In the Mobland finale, Kelvin started to regain control over his life and the Harrigan Crime Agency. It will be difficult for Kelvin to ascend to the throne while Conrad and Maeve are still alive. He is loved and respected by Harry, but if he wants to be the real ruler of the empire, he will have to gain the respect and affection of every soldier in the Harrigan criminal organization. Furthermore, it will be Kelvin's responsibility to instill fear and respect in his rivals and adversaries. Even though Richie is no longer there, Kelvin now has to deal with more powerful players like Kat McAllister and Jamie Lopez. His last name will only take him so far. Kelvin has to win leadership over the Harrigan crime organization.